recognizing that the marketing agency is actually this really great professional that comes into a small business and helps them do something that they could never do for themselves. Kind of like an accountant comes in, there's lots of businesses who probably try to do their own books or their own bookkeeping, but, ask any bookkeeper or accountant and they'll say, it's a huge mistake and you're just going to mess it up and you're just going to cause yourself problems. I think the same thing works for marketing. So
today's episode of Rise, Grind, Repeat, we talked to Sean from High Level. Talk about how his software is helping marketing automation become more accessible to small business. Let's dive right in. Sean, thank you so much for joining on another episode of Rise, Grind, Repeat. I'm excited about this. Been diving into your tool for over a month now, and just kind of getting my hands dirty, and I'm excited. But before we get too into the nitty gritty about what you guys do, I'd like to learn just more about you and kind of what your background is prior to creating Go High Level.
Sure, yeah. So I'm a software engineer by trade. So second time SaaS founder, third time company founder. So always been an entrepreneurial sort of guy. But mostly on the software side, technical background, that kind of thing.
Cool. And how did High Level just get started? What were you going through? What pain points were you feeling that made you go, you know what? I need to create a tool that helps me or my team.
Yeah, I've heard these founding stories before. Mine's not such a straight line, I feel like, as some others. So, for us originally, so I had a prior SaaS company. I was selling to small business owners. I was helping them out with their accounting. And once I felt like I'd solved that problem, I just asked, like, well, what else do you need? What other things do you want? And also the same thing, like, oh, we want more customers, more business, that kind of thing. And so for us, I thought, well, once that business got acquired, and so then after that, I was like, okay, great, let's do this. Let's help small business owners grow. Yeah, let's bring software to the table. Let's make it happen. So we wrote all this software, and I of course I had an existing customer list, so I called a couple of them, and I got like 30 people to sign up, and they looked at the demo, and they're like, this is amazing, this is fantastic. Here's my money, and I'm like, this is it, we've done it. And then 2 weeks later, they all called basically and canceled. And I was like, oh, crap. I'm like, wait a second. I'm not the type of guy to take this type of stuff sitting down. So I was like, why in the world did you cancel? You said it was amazing. They're like, well, okay, here's the thing. It is amazing, but we don't have time to learn it, set it up, get it going, all this stuff, because we're small business owners. We're super busy. And so right there, High Level looked like a big failure in the making. And we were pretty depressed. And then all of a sudden, an agency owner showed up, a marketing agency, and said, hey, we heard you're working with one of our clients. We'd love to see this thing. So I showed it to him. And I remember the time just thinking, like, what a waste of my time. Why am I bothering to meet with this guy? And we showed it to him. He's like, oh, this is amazing. And I'm like, yeah, I've heard that before, buddy. And he's like, oh, I want to buy this for all my customers. I'm like, yeah, I heard that too. But fine. All right. That's cool. So we sold it to him he bought like 10 licenses or something. And, 2 weeks went by and he just like kept talking to us. He didn't cancel. And we're like, well, wait a second. And he's like, oh yeah, and I know 13 other agencies that would love this. And then some other guys like, hey, I got a 40-person mastermind I'm presenting to next week. Would you fly down to San Diego? And so we just kept, and it's like just pulling the string. And so, as much as I'd like to say, like, I woke up one day, I realized there was a problem, I solved the issue, and here we are. It was more like, hey, we were fumbling around in the dark. We were looking into failure, and lucky for us, someone came along and saved our day. So as cool as and if you want the real story, that's the real story. And, but we're happy to be here. We're excited that we found the mission, and now we're on track.
No, I love it. So, I mean, it's, and when did all that happen? When did kind of that?
About 2 years ago.
Okay.
Now, so that was really our sort of initial founding. I mean, we always wanted to help small business owners. We still do. It's just that it's funny how you think, oh, well, life's like cut out the middleman and, go direct and all this other stuff. And reality is if your goal is to take software and apply it to a small business, what you have to realize is that is a tool, right? Mm-hmm. And a tool is awesome, but you better be giving the right tool to the right person for the right job. And what we realized with small businesses is that they are really good at doing what it is that they do. But marketing is a whole vocation. And so initially, I think I didn't give it the respect that it deserved. And I think that's where I made my mistake. So it's recognizing that the marketing agency is actually this really great professional that comes into a small business and helps them do something that they could never do for themselves. Kind of like an accountant comes in, there's lots of businesses who probably try to do their own books or their own bookkeeping, but, ask any bookkeeper or accountant and they'll say, it's a huge mistake and you're just going to mess it up and you're just going to cause yourself problems. I think the same thing works for marketing. So once we understood that, then we understood what the mission was. And so that's why we're focused on it today.
Cool. No, I love it. I mean, at the end of the day, you guys built an awesome tool. And at the end of the day, huge Gary Vee fan. And he talks about, a basketball, what's the ROI of a basketball? And LeBron can use that tool a little bit better than I can.
I love that example. That's fantastic. Exactly. You give a basketball to a guy like me, I'm probably try to dribble it. It's going to fly out of my hand and I'm going to look like an idiot. So yeah, totally.
Yep. And we've been talking about this tool and this automation and all this for quite a bit. From a high level, what would you say that are the biggest benefits or features that your app or tool offers that, help small businesses?
So these days, it depends on who we're talking about. But I would say that the core thing I wish everyone would use it for more than anything else is taking leads and turning them into customers. And, again, in the context of an agency, every marketing agency is in the pursuit of creating more customers for their customer. And if they're not, they're doing something wrong. And I think a lot of times the reason why agencies don't get the credit they deserve is because they don't focus on that end goal. And I think it's a lot of the times because they don't have tools to really service that information and also affect the outcome. So, if you're an SEO agency and you're driving a lot of traffic to my website, that's awesome. That's probably getting me more customers, maybe, but how do you prove it? And so with a cool tool like High Level, you can capture all of that data and capture all of those leads. And then you can do the next thing. And the next thing is the most important thing. Every small business owner does not follow up quickly enough with their leads and consistently with their leads. And that is why almost all of them lose leads and lose potential customers, not because they're not doing great things, not because they're not talented, not because they couldn't deliver, but because they don't respond fast enough. And the consumer of that service or that good, they move on because they're in need right now. And our tool really is about speed to lead, get back to that lead within 5 minutes or less, and automatically follow up with them until they respond. So for me, it's all about lead to customer.
No, I love that. And I think, reaching out to the lead as quickly as possible, that's where there's so much lost opportunity or money left on the table where, I got back to him in 20 minutes, but it's like, well, in today's world, 20 minutes is way too long.
20 minutes too late.
Yeah. Do you have any?
And I will say, honestly, I think 20 minutes is, I think that might be what people say, but in reality, the data would say it's 6 hours later. It's the next day. It's, people love to give themselves more credit than they deserve on the responding time, but it's just so critical because it's really all that matters. Because when a human is selling is something else to another human, it's about that connection. And it's about showing them that you care and showing them why you're different. And a lot of times that's just paying attention to people because they don't know on the other side, how do you know that's a good dentist or a good lawn care person or a good plumber? You don't know anything about the act of what they're doing. That's why you're hiring them. But what you do know is, wow, that guy got back to me quick. Wow, they're consistently keeping up with me. Okay, maybe in other ways in their business, they've got things together so I can trust them with the work I need done.
I think that's the biggest thing is it helps build that trust. And to your point, that's the beauty about, the app that you've created is you get from a marketing perspective, there's nothing more frustrating than we're driving leads. We're driving high quality leads. These are the people that are engaged, but it's taking you guys 24, 48 hours to even reach out. And by then it's no wonder why no one's answering or they've gone on to your competitor and whatnot. Do you have a little golden gem or an awesome case study of kind of just the numbers behind what you just mentioned where maybe
Well, my favorite one to talk about actually is one that I think is accessible to everybody, which is the MIT LEAD study. So if you go on Google right now and you type MIT LEAD study, you'll find a study that was done by MIT where they looked at millions of web-based leads and they followed them from the time they were captured to the time they either closed a sale or they were abandoned. And they try to figure out mathematically, scientifically, what is this all about, right? Is it the talent of the salesperson? Is it the price point of the good? Is it the time of year? Is it the time of day? These are some very sophisticated folks. And it was funny because at the end, ironically, what they found is none of that really matters. It's literally two things: speed to lead and consistency of follow-up. So do you get back to that lead faster than anybody else? And if you do, your likelihood of close goes way up. And then from there, if they don't close right away, are you going to follow up with them 20 touches, 40 touches, if that's what it takes to get them to close? The people who do those two things well across every product line win. And in fact, even product lines where there's no comparator. So even if, let's say, you're Tesla and someone comes to your website and says, hey, I want to buy a Tesla, at the end of the day, they still only have so much time in the day to evaluate that purchase decision. And if you strike quickly, the likelihood of close will still go up, even though there's no actual alternative. They still have other things that are pressing in their lives that will distract them and keep them from completing the purchase. So it doesn't even matter if you have a competitor, which everyone has a competitor, but even if they're literally looking for your thing, they still won't complete the transaction if you can't do speed to lead and consistency of follow-up.
Yep. No, I couldn't agree more. And when it comes to speed to lead, I mean, what does the Go High Level offer? I mean, it's everyone thinks of just email. As soon as a lead comes in, I'm going to email. But to me,
email is impersonal. It's also it's an overused channel. The question I always love to ask is, hey, would you like some more email? Are you suffering from lack of email? And no one says yes, right? So yeah. I think it's a multi-channel world. So I mean, today High Level does texting, voicemail drops, live phone calls, which were force dials, and email. And we can even do other stuff too. Like we can even send out postcards and do some things that are a little more delayed. But as far as traffic coming to your website, leads coming in the door, it's about immediacy of contact, right? So for us, it's about hitting them across multiple channels, letting them know we're here, letting them know that we care, and then honestly helping them take the next step. So, the classic example is, hey, thanks for registering for this amazing offer or coming to my website. And most of the time to take that next step, you need to get an appointment on the books. So what we love to do is say, would you like to book an appointment? And then at that point, let's say the person texts back and says sure, that works for me. Well, we have machine learning and AI that looks at that response and says, aha, that's positive. So then we can automatically respond on behalf of the business owner and say, great, here's our calendar, grab a time that works for you. Or we can even conversate the booking and say, oh, great, would you like a morning or afternoon appointment? Oh, I'll take afternoon. Great, we've got tomorrow at 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock. I'll take 6 o'clock. So we can conversate the whole booking. But the point is that we're getting that appointment on the books for that small business owner without the agency or the small business owner ever having to come in and take a conversation.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, that just helps with overall profitability. One, the agency doesn't have to discuss, hey, we're not driving leads, we're driving leads. And at the end of the day, you don't say, hey, business owner, we're driving these leads. Now you got to increase your sales force by 200% to then get them booked. I mean, no one wants to hear that.
Yeah.
And so moving on from really the nitty gritty of what the tool can really do, and there's a lot more than even what we discussed, but something that's been really catching my eye that you've been discussing in the community group is that agencies need to create some sort of SaaS model.
Yes.
Would love to kind of just hear your thoughts. What do you mean by that?
So this is the future of marketing agencies. So if you hear nothing else from this presentation, this is the thing I'm going to spend the next 5 years on probably until it's no duh. But the reality is, if you think about what a marketing agency really is, they're, again, back to being a professional in their craft. And if as a professional in your craft, if your goal is to get a certain outcome for your client, so in this case, you want to help your client create more customers, more business, you need to bring all the tools to the table. And if you think about that realistically, it's services and technology or software at the same time. Today, that's not how the market works. If you think about it, the small business owner is sort of thrown out into the world and left to their own devices to go and sign up with this software provider or that software provider. And then the agency comes in and they try to maybe they have some tools they use, and it all kind of gets cobbled together, and it's terrible. I think the agency of the future is going to do both. So you're going to walk through my door and you're going to say, hey, Sean, here's the thing. You're going to need AdWords over here for this. We're going to build a landing page over there for that. And oh, by the way, you're going to need web chat on your website. You're going to need two-way text messaging so you can be messaging back and forth to your customers. You're going to need reputation management and reviews because you need to grow reviews for your business. Oh, and you know what? As part of our agency, we not only provide those services, but we also have a platform that does this that we'll actually charge you for on a monthly basis as a software product. And so High Level enables the agency to do both. We provide the technology as well as the services. And since we white label it, that means the agency's brand is on all over it. No one knows High Level is here. We're your technology partner in the background, and we're providing your agency a way to not only drive additional revenue, but also the sticky factor. So the ability for your customer to stay in there month in and month out, even when the ad campaigns get turned off, even when they don't like Facebook ads anymore and they want to move over here, or they want to work on SEO, the software stays constant and that keeps revenue through the door at the agency. And it's awesome. And the sticky factor is through the roof. So it's all about agencies becoming software providers and service providers all in one as a one-stop shop.
No, and as an agency, can't thank you enough for that. I mean, literally the last 2 years, it's all right, we got Calendly over here, we got Zoho for the CRM, we got this. It's just the tech stack has always been the hardest thing, one, to manage, and even then, it's oh, by the way, you're gonna have to pay for it, and then you run into cost. It's just, what you're creating is definitely the way I think agencies should go. I mean, how has that evolution happened? I mean, obviously there's an aha moment once an agency came in. But how have things kind of evolved? Because it sounds like you guys are about to launch the whole SaaS model.
So I spent 2 years working, the last 2 years working with probably 10,000 agencies. And what we care about more than anything else is, I mean, we're an agency-only platform. What that means is we don't sell to small businesses directly. We never will, because we believe the agency is the right answer. And so every day I wake up, I'm like, all right, how do I make the agency owner more money today? How do I help them stay longer with their client today, right? And as talking to agencies, I was like, well, what's your problems in life? What do you run into? And I ran into two big ones. One was, I don't keep my customers long enough, or I keep them for a long time, but I can only charge so much money. And when I looked at, well, why is that, right? And ultimately, the people who kept their customers longer, they traditionally provide a lot more services. They traditionally tend to be local digital agencies. They can go out and see their clients. So they create a lot of, goodwill there. But I don't care how many services you add to the menu. At some point, the customer's just going to say, "Yep, I'm doing my marketing," right? So that's the share of wallet issue. The bigger issue, though, is the retention issue. So a lot of people are like, "Yeah, I'd love to sell these other services, but man, I can't keep my clients longer than 4 months." And so I kept looking at this problem, and I kept building tools for the agency to use. And I kept thinking, well, if we just added yet another tool, the agency owner would pick that tool up. They would know what to do with it. They would go out and do something amazing. And man, the client would see the difference and stick around forever. But the reality was, after making about every tool I could imagine, it just at some point stopped being effective down that road. And as I looked out into the world and asked myself, well, wait a second, what are things that small businesses buy and keep forever? And the answer was right in front of me the whole time. It was software. So, and what I mean by that, by the way, for anybody who's listening, is go look at a provider like Podium.com. They are $100 million in revenue. They have 10,000 single location businesses, and they have a 2% churn rate every month. They lose almost none of their customers, and they charge $400 a month on an annual subscription basis. It's like, oh my gosh, how in the world are they able to do this? What amazing software must they provide? Well, I hate to break it to you. It's two-way text messaging, it's reputation management, and it's web chat. That's it. It's because that communication becomes so sticky for the client, because every day people go on their website, they see that web chat widget, they click on it, they chat with the business owner, and now that business owner has these free leads coming in every day. So it just becomes irreplaceable. And this is where the agency needs to come in and take over. This is where the agencies need to say, hey, listen, yes, you need that software. We've got it. Don't worry about it. You can pay us for it. Oh, and by the way, when you're ready, or in addition to, let's add these services and take you to the next level. So that's where I really think the agency goes in the next couple of years.
I love it. I mean, definitely what you're seeing and what you're speaking to, I mean, is music to my ears, because it's just going to make everyone's lives that much better in terms of now we can have more productive calls around how do we actually evolve strategy to drive more new customers and increase that lifetime value of a customer overall, rather than, all right, well, what's the next best tool that's going to solve this problem? And overall, you're just making the world a lot more productive place.
Well, and you're not losing. I mean, I think that the enemy here really is the traditional software company. If you go out and look, I mean, all of us know this, right? We've met these software companies that have hundreds of millions of dollars in funding. They don't really care about us. They like to call agencies a sales channel. And I have to tell you, that's a really nice way to say, we come in, we use you to steal your customers and get them on our platform, and then we could care less what happens to you at the end of the day, right? That's what a sales channel is. And maybe there's some compensation in the middle, and maybe we try to give you an affiliate commission or something, but really at the end of the day, we're here to take our brand, stamp it on your customer. And then if you say, great, if you go, that's fine too, because either way, we're still going to win here at the software company. To me, that's just the wrong answer. And then even if you haven't had that experience, these other software companies that are selling to your customers, they're selling these very limited experiences because we all know the small business owner only has so much time and energy. Why is the agency not there? Why are they not involved? It's because there's no money in it for the software company, so they try to cut you out. High Level is about bringing the power of the software and putting it in the hands of the agency owner so that they are just this feature complete box that makes them unstoppable in the minds of their clients and allows the agency to say, oh, you had a software company call you about X? Don't worry. Boom, got you covered, right? That's my goal. That's my vision. That's what I believe is the right answer for the small business owner, but also for the agency, because I think it's a win-win for everybody.
Nope, I couldn't agree more. And I mean, you talk about the features that just kind of check the boxes. Really, one of the biggest struggles that we have is you kind of hear whatever tools we're using. You look at the product roadmap, you have all these cool things outlined, you kind of start brainstorming how you're going to use them, and then all of a sudden they get pushed back and back and back. How do you, I guess, deal with that? I mean, that's tough because you got agency owners that are starting to pitch it and create strategy around it.
Well, not as hard as you think, because we only focus on agencies, right? So are there definitely priorities that we have to deal with? Absolutely. But if you're an agency owner, the biggest problem is anytime you use a HubSpot or a SharpSpring or whoever the heck, ultimately you're just a number. Like your customer 1,200,057, right? They don't care about you. You're not interesting to them. They just they're happy to take your money, but you're not their customer. I think the fundamental difference with High Level is agencies are our customers. So we wake up every day and we just talk to agency owners. I don't talk to lawyers or doctors or dentists or lawn mow guys, right? I'm just talking to agencies. And so our feature set revolves around the needs of the agency, which is what streamlines us and makes us really on target, and why we're the best agency platform out there today. And I think we always will be, because all these other big companies, you have to realize they raise hundreds of millions of dollars. And the moment they do that, that means that the people who hand them that money, they want a 10x return, right? You give me $1 billion, my friend, and you get it for me ASAP. Otherwise, you don't get any more money and you go out of business. Well, that's not the game we play. We're not venture backed, we're bootstrapped, we're profitable, and we're focused on one customer base. So it makes it a lot easier for us to come up with the features you need and focus on you.
It's so refreshing to hear that, because you hear so many just SaaS companies that we need that capital, we need the finance, we need the cash flow, because it's going to solve all the dreams that we have. But then all of a sudden you got a whole other stakeholder that you have to appease, and now you kind of lose focus on why you even built this tool for the people and problems that you're solving, rather than trying to make this person.
The people don't keep the lights on anymore. You have to realize every software company that people know and use, most of the people out there that are using a software product, you got to realize you're not actually paying the bills. Ultimately, the bills are being paid by a venture capital firm or a private equity firm. And so those people are the customer as far as the CEO of that company is concerned. And if they have to choose between you or them, they're going to choose them and not you every time. And I think that's the wrong answer. What we're trying to do at High Level is different. We're trying to partner with agencies to make something just magical. And we love our customers and we're focused on them. And, even if that means that we maybe if we took venture funding, we could be 10 times bigger, that's okay by me. I don't mind if every day we just get to come to work, serve the right person, do the right thing, change the world in a positive way. If there's still enough money for everybody on the table and everyone's happy, like that's the world I want to live in.
Yep. And one big question, because I mean, I saw you guys looking at almost as outbound automation and all that, but then started realizing there's some CRM functionalities. How would you guys classify yourself? I mean, there's so many different tools and things.
I mean, that's a good question. I would say we're first and foremost a marketing automation product, and we're also, I think, a CRM product. Now, I think that the way I always think about this is there's a sales and marketing aspect of every business, be it an agency or a dentist office, and then there's the operations side. We'll always be the sales and marketing side, and there'll always be an operations CRM. And again, I think that speaks to the fact that there's also fundamentally two different roles in that organization, right? The dentist is the last person, when we sit down in the dental chair, if that dentist said, hey, you know what? I'd love to tell you about this amazing funnel I just built. Or, oh, I'd love to tell you about this lead nurturing automation thing that I'm doing. You would be like, what? Huh? Hold on, wait, you got a drill in your hand, man. Are you sure? And that's the last thing you want to hear from your dentist. And so I think the best small businesses, the ones that thrive, are the ones where the dentist sits down and is like, hey, I went to this really cool conference on how to do fillings at twice the speed and half the pain. And 10 times the quality. That's the, where you're like, yeah, right, buddy. That's so interesting. I can't wait to hear. Like, that's what you want to hear from your dentist. But you know what you love to hear is, you know what? I actually spend all my time on dentistry because that's what I'm great at. But because I know my business needs to thrive, I was also smart enough to hire this amazing dental marketing agency that's helping bring new patients like you through the door so that I can show you the skills that I have. So for me, it's about serving the sales and marketing function of that SMB. So yes, we are a CRM system and we will be a great CRM system for sales and marketing, but we're not going to try to replace, the thing where you say, hey, what cavities are on which tooth, right? We're not going to be the operations CRM.
No, that's definitely a great representation of the differentiation between the two, for sure. And you guys are working on a ton. I mean, whenever you go and look at the pricing page, there's a lot that I mean, even in the Facebook group, there's a lot that's about to come out this month and even Q1 and next year. I mean, looking into the next 30, 60, I mean, even 90 days, that's a little bit far out. But I mean, what are you most pumped for that you guys are currently working on?
Yeah. So, I mean, by the end of December, I would say we will be feature complete with any major marketing automation and CRM platform that you can throw at me. And that doesn't mean we'll have every little feature, nook and cranny, but all the big features, you're like, oh, I want to be able to do a visual workflow. Great. Got it. First class email marketing. That's out already today. All of, oh, I need a great CRM. Cool. Sales pipeline tracking system. Great. Automated nurture campaigns that are multi-channel. Great. All of these things are done. And so what I'm excited about most is moving the focus back to the SaaS model and making sure that we're focused on products that agencies can sell to their clients, because this is really where we go from here. It's let's build out the product set so that every time we add something new, we're saying, no, this isn't for the agency. This is for the agency to sell to their customer and either have the customer use it directly or use it in concert with the agency. So like, for example, you might have a done for you newsletter service that the agency runs. And normally that'd be super expensive because you'd have to go out and let's say you'd have to have bespoke newsletter content created for every single customer. But what if instead you could have a really nice generic newsletter for that vertical created once, and then you could easily push it out to 30 clients like you can with High Level. All of a sudden you can take $1,000 newsletter and you can take it down to a $200 newsletter. The customer is still happy. The customer's clients who get the newsletter still think, wow, this is professional. I've learned something. It's great. And now the agency just added additional revenue. It's just such a win for everybody. And so for me, it's about focusing on those products. Could be coupons, could be referral management, could be newsletters, could be lots of things. But it's really about creating products that the agency can sell to their clients.
Have you seen coupons used with High Level? There's a restaurant segment that we're trying to reach, and really hey, free appetizer, whatever it may be, you redeem it, it shoots back over.
Yep. The guy who's done this best that I personally run into is Matt Platt. He's totally automated this with High Level. What we'll do on our side to help facilitate this again in Q2 and Q3 of next year is we will end up adding coupons. I think it'll be big for lots of people natively in the platform. Today we've got an open API, we have a Zap. So I think there's some external coupon software people work with, which is awesome. But again, I don't want to drive people out of house, whether it's the client or the agency. I want to say, oh no, we've already got that for you. It's right here in the platform. But this is the fun thing about this. Like today we're almost at 7,000 marketing agencies. Wow. As we continue to add more and more agencies, we're able to do more and more for every single one of you. So as you come into the platform, it's like, awesome. We're taking every last dollar of revenue and we're putting it all in the same place. Engineering, because we're a bunch of engineers. We want to build more things for all of you. That's what gets us up in the morning. And because we've created this amazing partnership, we don't have to go out and raise venture capital, right? Because agencies like you are willing to go out and share us with other agencies, we're able to multiply our efforts. And long term, I think we can take every marketing agency on the planet, put them into the app, and all of you can go out and provide amazing products and services for your clients and not end up paying a tax or a toll to some huge, massive software company whose whole motivation is raising another round of venture capital. Instead, we can get back to what matters is helping the client actually grow.
No, I absolutely love it. I mean, you're helping make it more accessible to the small business while also helping agencies become more profitable. And when that happens, I mean, you're just able to serve more of those small business clients. And essentially, you're just making the world a better place, which I think if you can do that and then your day to day, I mean, that's happiness.
I totally agree. Well, and I've seen some amazing success stories today. I mean, I won't mention these folks because they told me this stuff in confidence, but most people don't pay a dime for high level. Most people, because of the SaaS model, are actually making money. I mean, I know 10 agencies right now that are doing $100,000 a month in SaaS revenue alone. So take all their service revenue, get rid of it, just look at the software revenue, and you're talking 100 grand or more. I know a guy doing 3.2 million a year in software revenue today selling to doctors. Wow. And it's amazing. Our platform is about making the agency money, not costing the agency money. Who else can say that?
No, I mean, it's there's something that we always discuss internally here, and it's don't go after the fish, go after the fishermen, and that's essentially what you're doing. I mean, it's the small businesses are the fish, the agencies are the fishermen, and by going after the fishermen, you can serve a lot more of those fish, and that's, I think, smart.
Absolutely. And it creates this. I love it because it creates a partnership, right? My interests are aligned with your interests. If you lose a client, I'm going to lose you, right? So you and I are both on the same page. Let's keep that client. Let's keep them happy, right? Let's keep them paying us more. Let's create more value for them. Every single day we wake up and we're fundamentally working on the same page.
Yep. No, I love it. And kind of a selfish question on the app and the white labeling and all that. What does that look like in terms of the app? 'Cause that's something we're discussing internally, trying to build an app to where we can have Data Studio reports essentially show the ROI. We're very ROI focused and really having an app to where you can see that ties into our project management tool so the client can see when things are getting done. How robust is the app that you guys are creating?
Well, I mean, I'd say it's fairly robust. I mean, our goal on our side is to focus very much on one thing, which is revenue, right? We want to show the client, hey, look, yeah, we're doing all this cool marketing stuff over here, a lot of which you probably don't understand, to be honest, because we're the professionals. Yeah. But one thing we do know you understand is money and customers. And so the big focus of the app isn't, here's how many likes or clicks or registrations or leads or any of that stuff. It's how much revenue did you get, right? How many paying customers walked through the door? How much money did they pay you, right? And what's your conversion rate on all the leads that we're bringing into the system? That's the first thing on the dashboard. And for us, that's actually what we think the agency should focus on. I mean, we've all seen those huge reports from those really sophisticated reporting tools. And a lot of that data is super useful as a marketing agency. But as a business owner, you just want to know the bottom line. And how do you determine, am I gonna let my marketing agency go this month or no, right? What really matters to you? Is it, hey, can I see the 40-page report? No, you just want to know, like, how many customers did you get me, man? And if you're like, oh, look, we got you 100 customers and $100,000 in new revenue, you're like, oh my God, that's amazing. That's incredible. Yep. Great. Let's keep you. Sweet. Sold. See you next month. Thanks a lot, right? That's the goal here. That's what we focus on. So do we have all kinds of other great reports? We do. We even have attribution reporting, which I'm super pumped about. It's the ability to track revenue all the way back to the ad. So I can tell you, look, inside AdWords, inside Facebook Business Manager, here's how much revenue you generated for this client off this ad or this ad set or this campaign, which as a marketer is phenomenal data, right? But, again, I just caution that's for the marketer, not for the small business. We just care about how much money did we make that small business owner.
Yep. Can't tell you how many times I've been on the giving end of that 40-page report, and page 2 through 30 or 2 through 40 are just cool. I just want to know how much money I made.
Right. Thanks for the pretty graphs. I'll never read these. Okay. Check.
Yep. No, this has been great. And as we kind of wrap up, I mean, there's so much good that you're doing, and I'm happy that I found you guys. But and I know you're really catering to the agency, for that agency that's really looking to really find new revenue lines and really just narrow in the tech stack without having to balance all of them. I mean, what's the biggest thing that you could say to them as they're going down that path of exploration?
Yeah. So, I mean, just realize, like, as you scale, how are you going to keep it all going? Right. So if you've got 6 or 7 apps right now and you're stringing it together with Zapier, like, how are you going to grow? Like, how's that going to work? Like, what is it going to look like when you have 50 clients? You're going to be killing yourself, or you're going to be spending way too much money on like staff to like manage all of this. Like, high level, the whole idea is it's multi-tenant. You can have multiple clients. We bring it all into one. I mean, that's the whole idea. It's designed to help that agency scale up. It's designed to help them save on all those different tools that they're trying to glue together. It just works better. And at the end of the day, it's simple. We're the only person waking up tomorrow thinking, okay, how can I make that marketing agency scale? How can I make them more money? How can I help their clients stick around longer? We're the only people out there doing this. And I think that that's why we're the right platform for your agency.
Awesome. No, so if you're a small business and have questions, you can reach out to me. But for those agencies that are out there listening, Sean, how can they get a hold of you to get a demo? And
yeah, so absolutely. So well, hopefully you drop your affiliate link somewhere in this, because we wouldn't be here without our customers. We do run an affiliate program, and it is it's really the only way we grow. So in general, I'd say have them reach out to you and ask questions, because you know better than I do. But if you really want to go check stuff out, obviously gohighlevel.com is the website. I highly recommend the YouTube channel. We put all of our stuff out there. We're very much about transparency and just showing everybody what we're doing, and really working with our customers to create the next version of the app. Once you buy, you'll get access to almost 9,000 person Facebook group. So lots and lots of really great resources. And again, all just marketing agencies that you can come and learn from and help. And it's a great community.
Yep. No, Sean, I can't thank you enough for your time. This has been great. I mean, I'm pumped to learn more about how to use High Level, and so I'm sure that group is phenomenal. There's so many great resources in there. I mean, just that's honestly what kept me in the got a blinder on and found a tool. But I mean, just some of the ideas and stuff that are coming out of that community, I mean, are super helpful that we've been able to apply to our clients, and I've seen some wins.
That's
so
awesome. Yeah. I'm so happy to hear that. Yes, that's what I love about it. It's like, it's not about us. It's about all these different marketing agencies helping each other to help their clients. It's so cool to watch.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to continue to watch the growth, and would love to have maybe a check-in sometime middle of next year, end of next year, just to touch base.
Absolutely, man. That'd be great. Thanks for having me.
Cool. Have a great rest of your day, Sean.
You too. Bye.